All of us over here at GameRanx love Overwatch, but as much as we love it, there are some players that are really annoying and can kind of ruin the experience for everyone else. Today at for number 10, we have healers that play with friends and will only heal their friends. I think this is something that a lot of us have been victim of, but also is something that a lot of us may have been guilty of as well, even if we don't realize it, no matter who their friend is playing as. They could be playing as a self-healing hero like Roadhog, and you'll still find that healer running right behind their friend healing them. And this is so aggravating because they aren't busy healing your friend with full health that you don't see the rest of us who are all hanging on by the skin of our teeth. The absolute worst is when they're running Mercy and they exclusively use their self-res on their friend. They won't wait so quick to use it that I'm pretty sure their friend doesn't even realize they were killed and then raised from the dead. But like I said before, I'm sure we've all been on the other side of this too, maybe not as bad as my examples, but maybe paying a little too much attention to your friend and not to the rest of the team. I know I have, I'll admit it. I guess we all just need to try to pay a little bit more attention to our team, myself included. Moving on to number 9, we have players who only play as long-range characters and stay as far away from the objective as possible. I get it, Widowmaker is a sniper and you're supposed to get range kills, but we need you near this payload, we need to move it. You don't have to be that far away. Having one rogue player not near the payload really screws shit up. And long-range characters in Overwatch don't play as they would in other shooters. I just want to sit these people down and tell them that, like tell them how to play the game. But I'm not in charge, I can't make you play the way you want to play, but I sure as hell can tell you that it's annoying to the rest of the team. And next, number 8, we have players that accuse you of hacking because you're doing well. Now, this isn't something that's exclusive to Overwatch, it's something you've probably come across before in countless other competitive multiplayer games. It's also something that I've never understood. Not everyone who's good at something is cheating or hacking. Someone could just be genuinely good and just really knows how to play a certain class or character. For example, I've heard of a few different occasions where someone does really well during a match, and then at the end, they have 1 or 2 people accusing them of hacking for just being good at the game. And then it ends with them being reported for something they didn't do. They're really just getting reported and harassed for being the driving force of their team. How does that make sense? Is the idea of someone being that much better than you so far-fetched that you think everyone is cheating? Come on, grow up. Moving on to number 7, we have players that complain about play of the game. This is something I see all the time and it's super annoying. No one wants to hear, oh come on, that play of the game is bullshit. I did something cooler that should totally be up there, what the fuck? And if you're not getting someone yelling that into their chat headset, you get someone yelling, you didn't even do anything, you ran in the middle of the team and just pressed a button to use your ult. Does it really matter that much? You don't get a medal for getting play of the game, you don't get any extra XP, it doesn't affect any stats, you just get bragging rights and your name flashing on the screen for like 5 seconds. So just chill out. I mean, most of the play of the games are people using their alts, so do you really need to point out every time that happens? Come on, what's going on? Just play the game and have fun. Coming in at number 6, we have players that don't say thank you after getting healed. So before you say anything, yes, this is actually a thing in the game. And yeah, I get it, Overwatch is pretty fast and doing something wrong or wasting a second could end with you dying, but I think we need to sometimes just say thanks. I think that we sometimes take our healers for granted. I mean, these players are keeping you alive. As long as they're a good healer, that is. When I'm running healer, if I ever have someone say thank you after I go racing to get them and heal them before they die, you bet your ass I'm gonna try my hardest to make sure I keep that player alive. I mean, if you can take the time to call for healing, I'm sure you can also take the time to say thank you, whether it's through the chat or the communication wheel. Kindness goes a long way with certain people. You should try it sometime. Next, number 5, we have players who leave mid-game when playing competitive. This is such a dick move, especially since the leaver penalties that Blizzard have in place are pretty harsh. It sucks to be on the team that has someone abandoned. Once someone leaves, you're stuck in that match for X amount of time, and if you leave before that countdown finishes, you're not only hit with a loss, but you'll also be flagged as a leaver, and you could be suspended from competitive play for a certain amount of time. And having one less person on your team really makes a difference in competitive. Unless you're like the ultimate Overwatch player, you're pretty doomed to lose 9 out of 10 times once someone leaves your team. It just really sucks to have to deal with the consequences of someone leaving when you didn't make them leave. So maybe just be more reliable. Don't quit if you're losing, and if you're gonna play competitive, just make sure that's actually what you're in the mood to do. Don't realize it mid-game and quit, because you're screwing over your teammates. And at number 4, we have players that are toxic. This is another thing that isn't exclusive to Overwatch, and it is a problem in other multiplayer games as well. I have seen this so many times, and you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. There are a ton of different instances where I was playing, and there's one dude who's just yelling and cursing every time he gets eliminated, or screaming at his team for not being good enough or doing something wrong, as if it's the whole team that sucks and not just him. What really gets me going is when a toxic jerk singles out a level 1 player and starts digging into them for not being good or not healing right, and I just want to scream at the dude for being a jerk. Like, yo, he's a level 1 player. He seriously just started playing and has most likely been playing for like an hour maybe. Of course he isn't going to be playing that well. He's still learning. So do we need to scream at him about it? And then there's the king of the douchebags, which are the players that are just mean. Like if someone doesn't speak the best English and they're trying to use their headset to communicate with the team while they're playing, and then someone makes fun of them for it, or starts yelling racist comments into the chat. Like, come on, dude. Video games are supposed to be fun. Why would you ruin somebody else's experience for something so stupid? Just chill out and play the game. And next up at number 3, we have players who use their ult to kill one person. This is a huge waste and is the improper way to go about using your ult. You should be using it in a way that benefits the team. And yeah, technically, killing an opposing player is benefiting the team, but is it better than saving that high noon when the point is contested by most of the enemy team and you can get rid of them all and get the point? I don't know, I think that just sounds like a better use than just trying to kill one player. I know I've already mentioned a few times in this video that this is a team-based game and you need to think of your team and not just yourself. And the same thing applies here. A properly timed ult can really turn the tides of the game into your team's favor. So be a good teammate, but sometimes I will say that there is that one player who might be a dick or trolling you, whatever it is they're doing. Sometimes it is okay to use your ult just to fuck over that one person in particular, but only sometimes. Don't make it a habit. And coming up at number 2, players that will only play their main and refuse to switch to another character. And I can kind of get it if you kill it at Soldier 76 or Junkrat or whomever, that you're gonna want to just play as that character because that's who you play better as and you want to win. But Overwatch is a team-based game and sometimes you may have to do something to benefit the team. Like when the round's about to start and you notice that there's no healer, maybe you should just suck it up and take one for the team and run Mercy or Lucio. Or when you notice that your healers switch characters, maybe they got tired of playing healer, who knows? So maybe you should take on that role now. Maybe you should pick up the slack. They don't add those prompts relaying that information to you for no reason. I've switched my character before to better suit the team, and I've seen other players do it too. I think it's something we all have to do from time to time. If it's something that helps the team succeed, then I'm game. I know it's all about having fun, but don't you want to win too? And finally, at number 1, we have players that don't play their role correctly. This drives me up the wall. The reason all these characters play so differently is because they have specific roles they're supposed to fulfill. So be a good teammate and fulfill them. If you're going to be playing as Mercy or Lucio, you shouldn't be on the front lines playing the offensive. You should be healing. We need healing. A lot of us can't heal ourselves, and most of the times you're easier to get health from than hunting down a health pack. Unless you're somehow playing your hero wrong, but also managing to totally kill it and lead the team to victory, then I guess that's okay. You can continue doing that, but that's probably in a very specific certain situation. But Overwatch is, like I said, all about knowing and playing your role. It's not a Call of Duty or a Titanfall. It's not about racking up kills. It's about working as a team and winning that way. Some people just don't seem to get that, or maybe they just don't want to. I don't really know. And those are some of the worst type of Overwatch players, but we want to hear from you guys. Have you ever experienced players like one of these? And what are some other annoying players you've experienced that we failed to mention? Meet us down in the comments and let us know down there. Also, liking this video really helps us out, and if you guys didn't already know, we put out videos like this every single day, and the best way to get them is with a subscription. So thank you for watching. We'll see you next time right here on GameRanks.